I mentioned in the video that I created to create this letter about pasting charts and also tables. I'm going to quickly go through how to do that with this letter and why we might do that. I'm going to make up a question. I'm going to say that this question also asked us to paste a copy of a chart that we created in Excel. So I've got the chart that I created here. Here's a chart. It shows the distance of each Rothwell Ramblers Autumn 2014 walk, and I want to add that into my document. So I'm going to just, when you're selecting the whole chart, just click on one of these white areas here. If you click on any of the elements within the chart, you'll see it selects them, so be careful what you're selecting. If you select up here, you're selecting the whole chart. So once you've got the border all around the chart, just right click and copy. We've got that stored, and I'm going to go and paste that into Word. Now, I'll zoom in a little bit. Say for instance I wanted this chart to be after this paragraph. I might put a blank line in there, paste, right click to paste. Now I've got several options here. I've got use the destination theme, which means it's going to be done within the theme of that document. We haven't talked about theme, so I don't use that one. We can keep the source formatting and embed the workbook. Use destination theme and link data. Keep source formatting and link data. And these link data form options link it back to the original spreadsheet. So if something were to change on the spreadsheet, it would also update the chart on the document. And the embed actually creates an Excel worksheet within, or Excel chart within the document. We don't want to do any of these. These are far too advanced for level 1. What we want to do is just paste it as a picture. So if I click on picture, it's going to move the page down because it's a huge picture. But once I've got that, it actually behaves just like a picture. I can resize it like that, for instance, and it's now working as a chart like that. Because that's now in, if I look here, it's in line with text. I can treat that like text, so I can, if I want to line it up in the middle, I don't have to drag it anywhere. I can just use the center like that. I can put a border on it in the same way as I would with a normal picture. So go to picture border, put a border on, maybe change the weight. I wouldn't advise that you use, by the way, these sort of frames, because sometimes the examiners can be funny about things like word art and this sort of thing. So another tip is don't ever use your word art for your tiles in the exam, because they may well mark you down for it. Okay, so we've now got a chart in our picture. It's knocked everything else down, but that was just to demonstrate how you put a chart in. Always paste it as an image or a picture rather than putting it in, and I'll show you quickly why. If I paste that now, keep the source formatting and embed the date. So we've got that there. Now if I try to resize this, what's going to happen is it's going to disturb the, see what's happening with all the bars and everything. Everything's trying to adjust, whereas if you paste it as a picture, it just stays as it is like that. Doesn't matter how much I resize it, it keeps all its proportions and everything. So let's get rid of that. Okay, and the other thing I said we could look at was tables. Now, in the original video, I said, oh, we can turn these into bullet point lists. This was a list of 3 things, 3 pairs of things. And I said, well, we can create this as a bullet point list. Take the bullet points off. What we could also have done is we could have created a table. So I'm going to just, underneath here, I'm going to insert a table. Now there's just 3 things. So it's 1 column with 3 rows. So 1 column with 3 rows. Okay. And I can move that over there. And I can resize it using this corner handle there. And I'm just picking up this little plus sign here to drag it around. I'm going to move this data into here. So I'm going to cut, paste into the first one. See, it's copied a blank. I've got an extra blank line in there. I've just got to go there and backspace to get rid of that. Cut, paste, and again, get rid of the blank line. Cut, and paste. Blank line. I'm going to press return here just to, oh, sorry. I'm actually going to change this so that it's just go to the beginning of the line, press return a couple of times. Now, because I've got this table, the good thing about tables is you can apply slightly different formatting to the table than you would to the rest of the text. So we can just move this around, get to the size we want it to be. So I might want to apply a style to that. So I can go, because it's a table, I can go to table design, and I've got various different designs already built in. So I could pick one. This table doesn't have a tile, so I don't want one that's got a title bar at the top or on the left. I just want a straightforward coloured table. So what can I do? I can go for, let's find a nice one, maybe one of these ones. Use a green one. There you go. So we could use something like that, and we can put a border around the whole table by going back again to table design, using border styles, and we can just put a border around here, going all borders like we do in Excel. And then within here we could line these up in the right, middle or left, wherever we want. So I've selected all the text by just moving my cursor there, clicking and dragging left all the way up to the beginning. The reason I do that is because often you've got this thing that moves your table around. So sometimes when you're trying to select this, you can sometimes pick this up and start moving your table around. So I just over many years I've figured out that if you go to the end of the text and then drag left, it works better. Okay, and then I might want to line that up maybe in the middle, something like that. I might want to use slightly different text. As long as you don't use more than 2 or 3 text styles, text formats, you're okay. So I'm going to make that bold, actually. I quite like that. And you can see that actually at the moment this text is lined up at the top of top of the cell. So it's not even. Again, if I select all of the text, I can go to layout. Because it's a table, we've got 2 options. We've got specific options for table design and options for the table layout. And you can see under alignment here, when we go to layout, you've got these 9 boxes, and they just show whereabouts in the cell the text is going to be. At the moment, it's showing it's at the top middle. Now top left, top right, bottom left, bottom middle, bottom right. And we can just put that in the middle of each box by clicking on the middle there. And you can see now that it's lined up quite nicely. So I'm just adjusting this so we've got some space there. I might actually make that bold just to make it stand out. There you go. So that's how you put a simple table in for that. And you might want to use that as an option instead of using bullet points. Sometimes it'll look better. Certainly if you've got 2 columns of data, say for instance you've got an opening time and a day of the week, for something's opening, closing. So I might say Monday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you could do that as a 2-column table with the days of the week on the left and the opening times. That's much better than doing a bullet pointed list. It looks far more professional.